So today we go into returns. We started with purchases, sales, but sometimes businesses might have to return to their suppliers. Sometimes customers have to return to businesses too. So whichever way, they are both returns. One will be return inward, one will be return outward. Return inward means what your customer you sold to your customers, they are returning to the business. That's sales returns. And whatever you are buying from your suppliers that you are returning to them, that's purchases returns. So there are different reasons why businesses with suppliers goods will be returned to suppliers. Number one, goods sent to the customers not to the correct specification. Maybe I ordered for 10 quantity, or I ordered for 10 bags. You're giving me more than 12. You gave me 12 or 13. So that means I have to return 3. Because if I don't return 3, it will be counted, it will add to my invoice. So I have to return it because I ordered for 10, not 13. So that's, or probably I ordered for blue, black, red, you're giving me red, yellow, white. Mm-hmm. So because the specification is not the correct specification, I have to return. Yeah. 2, the goods have been damaged in transit. In the course of bringing the goods to the supplier, to the premises of the business or to the premises of the customer, it got damaged in the road. I won't be able to sell goods that are damaged to my customers. I have to return. Is it clear? Mm-hmm. The third one is the quality of the product. What I wanted was not what I got. Like what you ordered for is not what you are seeing. That means the quality is not there. You have to return to the customer, to the supplier. I think it's clear. So the original purchase of sale. So all these things will happen. When they happen, what happens as a business, you have to record them. So we start with purchases returns. Purchases returns means the business have bought goods from suppliers that it has to return. So here they said, purchases represent goods that were purchased and then returned to the supplier for one of the reasons stated above. We've talked about these reasons. So whichever one from these reasons might be the reason why we are returning the product. Now we have a question here. They said, on 14th of April 2017, goods previously bought for £540 are returned by the business to iGlover. So here we have returned goods that we purchased recently to iGlover. iGlover is our creditor, which is the supplier. So for the fact that we have returned the goods, what happens? What is the effect of this transaction? The first thing is about our liability, because iGlover is our creditor. That means our liability. In as much as we are returning certain value of goods, our liability of the value of that goods that we are returning will reduce. So our liability of creditor would reduce. Then what happens to our asset of stocks? Our asset of stocks will also reduce because we are returning some of the goods back to the supplier. So for the liability, because iGlover is receiving the goods from us, so the T account there will be in for iGlover. That means we have to debit iGlover's account for the liability. I think it's clear. Then the asset of inventory that has reduced, that means the purchases returns account. That means we have to open purchases returns account and we'll continue with iGlover's account because we already have iGlover's account with us. So we're going to have iGlover's account, which we already have record when we purchase the goods. And we're going to have purchases returns account. That's going to be the new account we're opening. So iGlover's account, we have a debit balance because iGlover has received back the goods from us. Remember, it has on iGlover's account was a credit before because it sold to us. It was out before. Now it's receiving. So it's in now. Then our purchases returns because we are returning it to iGlover. So our purchases return will have a credit balance. So those are the two accounts that we have to open there. So iGlover's account will have the debit, which is in for purchases returns. Then purchases returns will have a credit for iGlover account. And that's how we prepare purchases returns account. Is it clear?
Yes.
Any question about that?
No.
So we start there.
Finish.
Yeah.